Hi, my name's Stuart, and I am going to talk in this video about a way people can get started being an entrepreneur that does not require a ton of work. And by the way, I'm not trying to get you into any program here, any kind of multi-level marketing kind of crap. None of that. This is easy at work. It's just easy and brainless, and it works. And anyone that does this, that even puts in a little bit of effort, is going to see some results. Unless they're just completely retarded. They will see results from you. If you want to do this, if you want to get started as an entrepreneur, this is one of the easiest things you can do. And it really opens the door to a lot of really new, great new insights and opportunities, which maybe I'll try to get into that later. But anyway, the best way, I was watching another video here on YouTube, and someone said, the best way to succeed in business is to be in business. So this is a way for you to get right into business. And what it is you go to garage sales and, to a lesser extent, used stores, estate sales, auctions, if you really want to deal with that kind of crap. I think auctions are a little overpriced, but whatever. And you buy stuff that you can resell for 3 times or more what you paid for it on eBay and Amazon.com. And this is something you can start doing with just a few $100. In fact, if you only have a few $100, I would recommend that you only buy things that you can make 4 or 5 times your money on. And you know up front how much money you're going to make, because you're going to install an eBay app and the eBay app and the Amazon app on your phone. So for general kind of used things, like you see a Star Wars voice changer helmet. You go on eBay, you search for Stormtrooper voice changer helmet, and you'll see a bunch of results come up in different conditions. And you look at the one you have, and you look at the ones on eBay, and you think, okay, this is in, okay condition. Here's some more that are in okay condition, selling for $17.99. I can buy this for $4. That's 4 times my money back. And you check to make sure that it doesn't have free shipping and that kind of thing, so you know how much money you're going to make about. Or if you find anything new in the packaging, especially if it has a barcode, I love barcodes, you go to your Amazon app and you scan that barcode and you see what it's selling for on Amazon. Something that you might want to do, I think on Amazon you can check a little rank, how much of that thing sells. You want to be careful with stuff that kind of doesn't sell that well. And you can go on eBay and also check and see. You go on the eBay app and you can search for it there as well to get an idea of how fast it'll sell. And what you want to do on the eBay app is view items that are sold, and then compare the number of items that are sold to the number of items that were listed but did not sell. And that'll give you a really good idea of how fast that item will sell. Now, here's the crazy thing though. This business, if you start doing it, you're going to make at least as much as you'd make working at McDonald's. So it's the kind of thing you can do on the side. Starting out, you're going to make at least as much as you would at McDonald's. But what you're also going to do is you're also going to build a pipeline. And because you're going to buy things that won't sell right away, but will sell later. I went to Walmart. You can go to retail stores. You can go to the garden center at Walmart, and especially kind of in the kind of more ghetto areas of where you live, because they're more likely to have discount stuff that's packaging's bent up or something, right? Which you don't really want to get stuff with damaged packaging, but something in new condition that maybe was returned, but it looks like it was unopened or something. I bought some refrigerator filters that were still in the shrink wrap. The filter inside the box was in the shrink wrap. The box was a little bent up. I think I paid $2 each for them and sold them for about $30 each on Amazon. I think about 8 filters. And that was a really great find. I think kind of a more realistic find would be I bought these little air filters for a vacuum cleaner or something. I paid $1 each for them. So far, I've sold I think 3 of them online for $8 each. I think I bought like 8 or 9 of them. Yeah, that's kind of more the kind. So basically, what you'd probably do is create like a route, like a daily route, where you kind of go between different places. But one thing I've noticed is that right now it's winter. It's Christmas right now at my parents' house. It's 3 a.m. Trying to keep my voice down. During winter, this business kind of dries up because there's no garage sales. And garage sales are really by far and away the best place to buy stuff from. You can make 5 times your money back easy at garage sales. So what I do is every Wednesday night, the garage sales really start Thursday, and then Friday, and then Saturday is huge, and then they really die off on Sunday. But I would start out on a Wednesday evening. I'd go onto Craigslist, and I would search for garage sales, and I'd make a list of I'd take all the addresses and copy and paste them into a text file, and then I'd take that text file, and I would print out a map from Google Maps of just the area of Tulsa where I live, or the area of Tulsa that I want to focus on. Kind of where the upper middle class kind of houses are, and then I would search for all the addresses, and I would mark them with an X on the map. And then on Thursday morning when I took off, I would kind of look at my map and kind of figure an efficient route to get to all of them. And earlier on, you want to try to get through as many of them as you can to find the deals that are snap up the deals early bird catches the worm, and then later on you can kind of relax and chill out of these garage sales. Amazon is great for books. Books are the kind of thing that you can make 10 times your money back on, because if you find someone that has a lot of good books, nonfiction mostly, you can you can go through a pile of books at a garage sale with the Amazon app. It has like a scanner on it where you can use your phone's camera to scan the book, the barcodes on the books, and it'll tell you what the book sells for, basically. And you can just boop, boop, boop. Now, you don't want to be too obvious that you're doing this. You want to kind of look like you're reading the books, but you're not. You're just scanning all of them. I think I really only got called on it once. That they figured that I was reselling once or twice, something like that. But you can normally kind of pretend like you're texting. And I also if you do this with like a few $1,000s, you're gonna get lazy. If you do it without much money, it's almost better to not in entrepreneurial activities. It's almost better not to have much money, because it teaches you to be like leaner and meaner. And when you get more money, you get wasteful. So, like if you do this with only a few $100, that's not a bad place to be, because it'll teach you to really negotiate prices down with the sellers. Like you'll really. I don't like when I had a garage sale. I hated it when people did that to me, but it works. Like I think I bought recently. I sold a camera. No, not a camera. It was a. Although I have cameras to sell, I'm just too lazy to list half of them. Don't buy anything that you're not 100% sure works. Try not to buy things that turn into like projects, because I have like a big box of projects, things to fix. That's no fun. Buy things that you can resell quick. Otherwise, you just make a bunch of work for yourself. And buy things that you can sell on Amazon, because it's so much easier listing things on Amazon, and eBay sucks. eBay sucks. But start on eBay. Start with eBay because it's easier. But eventually transition to Amazon.com, or even other places if you can, or even your own website eventually. But Amazon is where you want to get to Amazon as quick as you can. And what I've noticed about this is right now it's winter, so garage sales have dried up. But I still have these residual sales coming in of things that, especially around Christmas time, stuff that wouldn't sell before start selling. And whereas when I started, I was eager to just turn my cash around as quick as possible, which is a good strategy if you don't have a lot of money. There are those things that I accumulated that just didn't sell that fast. And it's kind of teaching me because I would watch these videos, these YouTube videos of guys that would go to like Goodwill, and they'd fill up like a basket with crap from Goodwill that they'd sell on eBay. And I'd kind of scratch my head like, what? Because I knew that stuff wouldn't sell. And when I go to Goodwill, like, I'll buy like one or two things, you know, because I would try to price it low to sell it fast. So it's kind of teaching me a long-term perspective, which is something you learn by doing it. And also what it's teaching, also it provides a great branching off opportunity into other opportunities. Right now I just ordered some stuff. It just came in the mail. It takes a while to get here from China, but I'm learning how to order from Chinese factories and kind of do an import kind of business. And so I've got some scripts that I set up on eBay that I can target at a keyword, and it'll go out and find like the highest selling items for that keyword in a certain price range, so that I don't have to do a lot of manual sifting through eBay listings. And I'm also now updating it to target it at a specific user. If someone's got like a certain type of business there's this business I'm looking at that I'm just gonna like rip off their entire business model as best I can, because eBay just shows you what people are doing, like how many of them they're selling, you know, all that good information. But in the the import-export business or import business, from there you can go into like wholesaling to local companies that are selling that product. You know, if you can beat the wholesaler they're getting it from, you know, you could sell it to them. But anyway, one thing I'm looking at that I'm noticing is that, you know, these Chinese companies, unless you want to buy from a middleman where you can buy smaller quantities, I prefer to just buy straight from the factory. What I'm really looking at are things that I can buy super duper cheap. Like if I can buy a spool of something that I can sell off yards of. Really, I'm actually having quite a lot of success finding things that come in, you know, that I can sell by the yard. And so I'm not going to get too into that, but really cheap stuff, because you have to buy this stuff in large quantities, right? So you don't want to have to buy 1,000, you know, $5 widgets, or even 1,000 $1 widgets. You want to buy something that you have to buy, you know, 2,000 yards of, and then it sells, you know, by the yard, or actually even that's a little much, maybe 500 yards ideally, and then it sells by the yard, and then you can calculate how fast you're going to recoup your money, how fast it's going to pay for itself based on what other people are, you know, other people's sales. So you know, that's a good way to get in business, and as you do it more and more, you get better at it, and you have more and more insights. Where now, I can just kind of go, I can just look at stuff now, and you know, kind of have an idea in my head. Oh, I wonder what that'll sell for online, or if I see something unique and different. Like I was just looking at some cranberry at my parents' house. Someone gave them some cranberry almond bark. So it's the almond bark with cranberries in it, like fresh cranberries, and it's really good. But I could see how that wouldn't sell at Walmart, because the cranberries would go bad while they're sitting on the shelf. So I looked this stuff up online, and it's selling for, it looks like it's selling for about $20 a pound on Amazon. You know, almond bark and cranberries are not $20 a pound. So, you know, there's probably a profit opportunity there. It's that kind of thing where you just see stuff and you're like, you know, you see opportunities. Whereas before, wouldn't think twice about it. So, you know, I go into used stores. I used to go into used stores and think, oh, look at all this junk. And it's funny, because after being in business, like doing this, I'd go to a used store and find like a PS2. And I don't care if the thing works, because you know, if I can buy it for a few bucks, or not a PS2, it was a PS something, I think it was a PS2, like a thin PS2. That thing's selling on eBay for like, you know, 4 or 5 times, you know, that much, for parts, broken, you know, so who cares if it even works? And it might work, you know. Just stuff like that where other people look at it and go, oh, that's junk, you know. There's a market there, because there are people out there that want that aren't willing to go to garage sales for 5 weeks to find one, that aren't willing to go through used stores for 5 weeks to find one. And it's kind of a, you know, just gives you new insights on things. So anyway, I'm going to stop blabbering now, so check it out, give it a shot.